Man, listen, to me, it's the real life. Okay? I don't know what others think, but I grew up here, and that reef, the nursery was good to me. I basically survived off that. And there's many others, if they want to be truthful about it, will tell you that the nursery, the reef, is our way of life.
If it was brought to the attention of the masses on a wider scale, people would really, really try to protect, what we have before it's taken away.
When you extract a resource, you take it, you remove it, it's gone. You can't put it back. This, for persons and anglers and divers and eco watchers, bird watchers and those people that come here, if those elements are removed, what are you coming to Andros for?
This island is so great because most of the tourism is ecotourism because it's so amazing. There's no other place in the world like it. I used to live here. My husband and I rekindled our love here. It's been like a foundation of our relationship. It's been a foundation of really me, who I am, the simplicity of the island. It feels like going back in time to me. Andros feels like going back in time. There's not many people, there's no tourists, and there's a ton of bonefish. Everything about this island, to me, represents love, and so I am naturally drawn back. And if I have a choice of where to go, and I can go anywhere, I'll probably choose here first.
So Andros is a big island land-wise, but it's small in population. Right? There's not a lot of people here. And that's the appeal for me, at least, right? It's like going back in time. It's like the most pristine, untouched place that I've ever been to.
When you hear the old guys talk about, oh, the fishing used to be, wow, this is back in the old days, the fishing was. To me, Andros is that. I didn't live back then, but when I fish Andros, that's how it feels. This is the only place I've been and seen the numbers of fish, the sizes of fish that cooperate. Almost all the time, almost. My ideal bonefish situation scenario would be 6 inches of water, flat calm, back in a mangrove, tailing fish. That's my absolute favorite. You see that tail popping up and everything everything gets going. And then you have to be real quiet because with 6 inches of water, there's no wind, and everything has to be perfect.
I like me for me. I'ma be what I'ma be. I like me for me. I am who I wanna be. Don't need no apologies, just peace and serenity. No to the jealousy, Wonder Woman identity.
I'll share with you, I fished the family who control the syrup of Coca-Cola globally. And he said to me, he said, Prescott, you know, I have billions of dollars. He's got several jets, houses in Palm Beach, California, in the mountains. He said, but I learned one thing in life. No matter how much money you have, all roads lead right back to nature, the environment. nice to have the economic wealth, but if none of that has any real value, if the environment is destroyed.
That's how I felt. I felt really unaware of like, oh, that's what mining does? And I get that this place is super special, but I didn't realize how fragile it was.
In a sense of, to this country, we are a gem, you know, in our own way. We have to offer what a lot of the islands don't. We have one of the largest pine forests in the entire country. We have the largest freshwater table and water supply in this country. We have the largest nursery and mangrove system in this country.
So you can see the vast amount of red mangroves, a proposed mining project that would do incredible damage if it's allowed to destroy the largest freshwater lens in the country, because all of that feeds the mangrove system in the breeding of shrimp, and of course all of the bonefish, tarpon, permit, snapper, they all depend on that food supply.
Mining, in my mind, is devastating. For me, who've been in fishing for over 30 years, from the land to the deep, back to the shallows, it's devastating. And if you go and mine, we basically may as well shoot ourselves in our head.
The biggest threat right now to this environment is mining that aggregate up in North Andros, that limestone, because if they were to contaminate that water source, everything else fails around here. And that in itself would be to the detriment to every business here, not only my business, but every business on this island.
So you think about a mining proposal to mine 5,000 acres of this forest, whereas this forest can be used in many ways in a sustainable way. But once you strip off the pine trees and the vegetation itself, the topsoil, it's permanently destroyed. And at the end of the day, you have a permanent destruction of the 5,000 acres of forest.
You just want to be a part of it because you love the place too. You know, yes, we don't live here, but I love it too, and I want to be a part. It's almost like a purpose call, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, this is probably one of the most like purposeful things I've ever done in my life. Like, why wouldn't I want to be a part of it? The worst part is if I knew about it and I didn't do anything, and I just watched it fall apart, you know?
If there is nobody with a louder voice than the few guides and the few people who are speaking up here, speaking up to, then everything I love about this place can be taken and vanish before my daughter gets to experience it.
Shawn said we're going to the West Coast.
We going to
Big boys.
What's on the West Coast, Shawn?
Big dogs, Bonezilla.
If you appreciate nature in any aspect, regardless if you fly fish or not, and you get to see the beauty of this place, nobody I know could see everything this island has to offer and not feel like, oh yeah, we shouldn't ruin that for somebody to make a couple of bucks.
Land of the giants. I've heard all the fairy tales about the west side.
This is the mecca of big bonefishing here. Bonezilla.
Hayley and Andros, are you hooked up to a fish and you're looking at the school you missed? Woo, feeling good. You got the skunk off the boat.
Got this one on a nice cast, so that always makes you feel good.
Man, I'm excited, bro. I'm feeling like, oh man, when I see one, it's like that moment.
That was a much better cast.
Longer. Pick it up and go right again. Oh, he on it. I got him.
It's a monster. There's your double digit, my friend.
Oh, God. Look at that.
This is home for me. It's home for me. I hope it stays home for my kids, my grandchildren, you know. So I have to really like try to put things in place, protect whatever we have, just so it could trickle down to them.
These bugs are just assassinating me right now. Oh, thank you, Gabby. You could sell me this for $20 million a bottle right now.
I like me for me. I'ma be what I'ma be. I like me for me.